The following program is a 20 East Media Network LLC presentation. Please hit the like button and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Welcome to D-Truth's Open Mic Night. Come on in, make yourself comfortable. And please do not forget to hit that like button. Thank you and enjoy the show.
This is D-Truth, and this is 20 East Media Network LLC production. All rights reserved. Welcome to the Truth Open Mic Night. You know, we talk about everything under the sun if you want to talk about it. So let's talk about it. Respect to your new Rimrock TV. If you haven't pressed that subscribe button, go ahead and press that subscribe button. If you didn't hit that like button, go ahead and hit that like button. And go ahead and share this live on your page. And if you are mod in this chat, you are welcome to put your link in the chat. I'm going to start off by this right here. I want to have y'all heard about this right here. I just heard about it. I just heard about this right here. I just heard about it. What if I tell you that the president of the United States administration opens borders to cartel family in secret deal? What would y'all say about that? But yet they want to get rid of illegal immigrants with that drugs, hard crimes, and all that stuff. They want to get rid of them. What if I tell you that? And I'm gonna let y'all hear something. I'm gonna let y'all hear something right quick. Hold on. I'm get to it. Let me get to it. Then I'm gonna read it. Then I'm gonna read something for you. Okay. I don't know what in the world was he thinking, what they were thinking on this, but they allow a drug cartel family in the United States in on a secret deal. How do y'all feel about that? Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to get it from the beginning. Hold on. Okay, and here we go. Let me see. Let me know if y'all can hear it or not. Here we go.
Friends love to talk about border security, how they're tough on border security more than just about anything else. So you can imagine our surprise to read that President Trump is making deals with drug cartels, El Chapo, to be precise, to come into our country. Amazing. This week, it's hard to believe, you can't make this stuff up. Reports came out that Donald Trump made a deal to allow 17 relatives of El Chapo, that's right, El Chapo, a dangerous, murderous, notorious drug lord in U.S. custody, into the United States. El Chapo was head of the notorious Sinaloa cartel, which was designated a terrorist organization back in February. And now letting their relatives in? Republicans want to talk about importing criminals? Where is the outrage on Donald Trump letting the family of the world's most dangerous cartel enter the United States?
What y'all think about that? What you think about that right there? Letting the family members of a dangerous cartel into the United States. This is according to AP News. Mexican, this was May 13th, which reported, which is updated May 13th. It said Mexican security chief confirms cartel family members entered U.S. in a deal with Trump administration. That is crazy. Mexico's security chief confirmed Tuesday that 17 family members of cartel leaders crossed into the U.S. last week as part of a deal between a son of the former head of the Sinaloa cartel and the Trump administration. But yet, you want to get rid of illegal immigrants, even some legal immigrants, because of violence or drugs, whatever. But yet, hold on. I'm back. But I'm gonna tell you that right there. Why are you allowing family members of a cartel from Mexico? Why are you allowing 17 members of that family into the United States, which you have deemed that cartel as a terrorist group? Respect, see, Viper. Why? See, that what I don't understand. But you talk about illegal immigrants committed violence, all kinds of stuff, drugs, whatever. But you want to deport them. You want to get them out of the United States, but yet you allow 17 members of a Mexico cartel family, El Chapo cartel family, in the United States secretly. What's wrong with that picture? I don't know what kind of deal it was made with his son and the other members of that family. I don't know what the United States gonna get out of it, but here I go. Okay. That family members of Gomez Lopez, who was extradited to the United States in 2023, had entered the United States. Okay. Guzman Lopez is one of the brothers left running a faction of the Sinaloa cartel after notorious Capo El Chapo was in prison in the United States. Video showed the family member walking across the border from Tijuana with their suitcases to waiting U.S. agent. How y'all feel about that? How you feel about that, C. Rimrock? You knew. Anybody else there listening? How do you feel about that? That the Trump administration made a secret deal with 17 members of a drug cartel that they would deem a terrorist group. But yet, they want to get immigrants out of here because they talk about that commit too much violence. You can't get no more violence than that. Explain to me, I want somebody to explain to me why. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? And then rumors has circulated last week that the younger Guzman would plead guilty to avoid trial for several drug trafficking charges in the U.S. after being extradited in 2023. Yeah, you got caught in the United States trafficking drugs and you're going to plead guilty. But guess what? They didn't need you to plead guilty because they had you dead to right. So I wonder what else going to go on this. I wonder what else going to go on. Then the reporter confirmed that family members crossing in a radio interview and said it was clear to Mexican authorities that they were doing so after negotiating between Guzman Lopez and the United States government. That is crazy. I told you, we never know what the government is doing, especially right under our noses. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? I'm just reporting the news, and I just saw it. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. I got several more news stories, and I got other things coming up. Let's get the update to the Smokey Robinson thing. Okay, everybody heard about Smokey Robinson, right? This is reported. Right? Smokey Robinson under criminal investigation after sexual assault lawsuit filed by former housekeepers. Now he under criminal investigation after the former housekeeper filed a lawsuit against him. Yeah, let's read. Let's go ahead. Motown legend Smokey Robinson is under criminal investigation in connection with a sexual assault case filed by four of his former housekeepers in Los Angeles, reports NBC News. A spokesperson for the Los Angeles County Sheriff Department told the news outlet that the probe is in its early stages. Okay, it's in its early stages. For housekeeper, and they all is John Doe, Jane Doe, whatever. Respect Brooklyn boys, Brooklyn Hood. What's going on? Excuse me, sorry about that. Think about this. The women are seeking $50 million in damages. Okay. Remember, it's under the criminal investigation is in its early stages. Attorneys for the plaintiff said in a statement that the women intend to fully cooperate with the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department of ongoing investigation in the pursuit of seeking justice for themselves and others that may have been similarly assaulted by him, according to NBC. Robinson, whose real name is William Robinson Jr., has denied the allegation against him in the lawsuit. An attorney for the Grammy Award-winning star and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame called the accusation vile and false, and accused their attorneys of trying to enlist the public as an unwitting participant in the media circus they are trying to create. I'm not going to say he did it. I'm not going to say he didn't do it. But considering how long y'all worked for the man as a housekeeper, and don't get me wrong, his wife is named in the lawsuit also. His wife is named in the lawsuit lawsuit also, because she was accused of helping to foster a hostile working environment. Okay. Then John Harris, one of the lawyers for the plaintiff, described the women as low-wage workers and said they had not previously come forward in fear of public embarrassment and retaliation. I'm like this, like I said the other night, last night on my line, and like I always say, you feel retaliation, okay? You feel retaliation, embarrassment, because that's why you didn't come forward. Okay, understandable. But instead of going and filing criminal charges, the pressing charges against the man when it happened, then you want to do a lawsuit first. Now it's an investigation coming, but you're afraid of retaliation. One of the women alleged that she was sexually assaulted by Robinson at least 23 times between 2014 and 2020. Okay, let's take them to between 2014 and 2020. And you was assaulted 23 times between 2014 and 2020. 6 years. You didn't think about leaving? Didn't think about resigning from that job? Somebody help me here. Somebody help me on this right here. That woman did not think about leaving that job and go find another housekeeping job or something? And you stayed there 6 years? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 6 to 7 years you stayed there? Come on. I don't know. Like I said, three of them said they were also concerned that their immigration status would be impacted according to the lawsuit. Your immigration status, that's why you didn't report it. That's why you didn't file no police report. Okay? The question of your immigration status, the immigration status, right, would it would impact their immigration status. Do you have a green card, visa, or you here? Only way they'd be impacted if you here illegally. And if you are here illegally, guess what? He would get, and him, Smokey Robinson, and his wife would get something too for hiring you as an illegal immigrant. Let's think about it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see, can we find something else? Okay. Oh, no. Can find nothing else. So, a lot of his people that work for Smokey Robinson as a maid, right? They and 4 women that's in this lawsuit, they spent a whole lot of time with Smokey Robinson as a maid, cleaning the house and all that stuff. But yet also they said that they did that he would on their face humiliation and get satisfaction out of it. But yet they stayed that many years taking it. And a whole bunch of them maids that time they was at the house overlap with each other. So, like I said, I don't know if he did it. I don't know if he didn't do it. But if he did do it, he should be locked away. He should be locked away. And if he didn't do it, and these women accusing him of doing it, 4 of them, and if he didn't do it, the 4 that accusing him, I think they should get some time they thought gonna sell. Because false accusation could get a man, could ruin a man's reputation. That's why I said he might have did it, he might have didn't do it. I don't want to see no SA sexual assault on a woman go unpunished, right? But at the same time, I do not want to see a man's reputation tainted because of false allegations. False allegation. I do not want to see that. Because if he did it, punish him. He didn't do it, you punish him anyway because his reputation is ruined because of the false accusation. So let's get this straight. Let's cut through the BS. People who give false accusation against someone, I don't care, a man or a woman, against a man or a woman, and it turns out to be false, that man or woman reputation is ruined. It is ruined. It's no coming back from it. There's no coming back from it. Because way people gonna look at you when you on the streets, as they look at you on TV, whatever, they're gonna look at you some kind of way. They're gonna look at you some kind of way. See, if you did, no matter how you, no matter if you didn't say you didn't do it, they're gonna look at you like you did it. They're gonna look at you like you did it. So, what shall we do? How should we go about this? Like I said last night on the show, there should be no civil lawsuit filed by anyone against anybody until there are criminal charges against that person and it goes to court. Then you file your lawsuit. Or after the court case is over, if he or she found guilty, then you put in the lawsuit. That's my take on it. That's my take on it. So it is what it is. Let me see. Let me go. I want to talk about this couple. It's a lot of. I told you I got a lot to talk about today. This Pearl Atlanta Black Star. Struck blackness from our home. Oakland couple forced to whitewash their home to prove its worth. Appraiser who undervalued it by $250,000 now faces consequences. Y'all better be careful. I'm talking about people who own houses that get their houses appraised after renovated and all that stuff. This couple in Oak, California had won a legal victory over an appraiser and lender who undervalued their home by $250,000. During a refinance which the state determined was due, the result of the settlement overseen by the California Civil Rights Department, CRD, Ronald and Dominique Curtis received $75,000 from an appraiser, can't pronounce his name or her name, who also agreed to pay $15,000 to CRD and to watch Our America Lowball. It's a documentary on the impact of appraisal discrimination on Black and Latino families produced by ABC 7 News in San Francisco. We don't heard about this before. Appraisal lowballing black homeowner houses for refinance of sale. They lowball them, not giving the real value of the house. So you got to watch that. Gotta watch that. Cause the lowballing of the appraisal on that house, and I'm gonna tell you, that house that they had, okay, the house that they had, tell you how much. After making significant renovation in April of 2020, the home was appraised at $1.15 million. That was the appraisal in 2020, $1.15 million. You mean the appraisal of the house went down since they made renovation to it and all that stuff? You mean it went down to $1 million? You telling me that? I'm gonna ask y'all: do a house depreciate when you renovate it? Don't it sure when you renovate your house and the yard, shouldn't that take up the value of the house? Your house should be have a higher value, right? Right? I guess so. I guess not. According to this, the Curtis the Curtis said they were shocked to receive a valuation of $900,000 from the appraiser, $254,000, knowing that it had been appraised for the earlier that year. Ronnie Curtis, who is black, is a real estate agent in the Bay Area, and Dominic Curtis, who is Puerto Rican and identifies as Latina, worked with him at a local brokerage and was trained to be a appraisal at the time. She is now a licensed appraiser. As a real estate professional, they had access to multiple listing service, MLS data, and used to compile and submit a 60-page appeal requesting a reconsideration of value report at ABC 7. So they knew what they were doing. They knew their house was worth more than that. It's just like you go to the doctor, go get one opinion, go to another, get another opinion. With appraisal, okay, you have a person come out and appraise your house, or tell you what your car worth, whatever. Don't just take that one person word for it. Go to another person and get their word for it. That's all you have to do. Go get their word for how much the car is worth, how much the house is worth. Don't just stop at one appraisal. Keep going and see who had the better offer. Then guess what? If they all low balling and you already had it appraised a year before or 2 or 3 months before after renovation and all the stuff you did to the house, and all of them lower than the value of the house that it was when you had it appraised the first time, you know it's something wrong. I'll tell you something good. But sometimes you got to get more than one opinion on a certain situation. On a certain situation, you got to have more than one opinion. And then I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. Okay, what if I told you this Pearl Letter Black Star? It says he's not getting out. Minnesota Attorney General slammed outrageous push for Donald Trump to free Derek Chauvin, former cop who unalived George Floyd. With Donald Trump back in the White House, some of the right have seized upon the moment to throw their support behind another movement to pardon Derek Chauvin, the disgraced ex-cop convicted in 2020 choking death of George Floyd. What y'all think about that? They want him free. They want Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin from his sentence. And the Minnesota AG is not having it. He's not having it at all. I'm going to ask this: should the president be able to pardon people that are locked up? I don't care who president. Should the president be able to pardon anybody that is locked up? I'm going to say it. I don't think so. Because I'm tell you why. You pardon them, they get out. Let's take some of the people, the Jan 6 people he pardoned, and they got out. They got back into trouble. So what is good is giving a person a pardon if they're going to go back and get in trouble. what is good for a prosecutor to make a deal with somebody and they get back in trouble? There you go. They shouldn't have got that deal. It shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter at all. But I want y'all to just think about it. Think about all the stuff that's going on. That is wrong. I don't care what skin tone you are. Sometimes you gotta do it right. No matter how scared you are. If you're too scared to do a thing about it, guess what? What if it happened to your family member? Something happened to you? Would you want somebody to help you? I know I went all off topic, but I got a point where I made that. See, sometimes we don't want to get in nobody's business, which is good because we don't know what nobody is thinking. We don't know what nobody is thinking. When we get in somebody's business, that thinking goes out the window. Should we mind our own business? Should we mind our own business? Should we mind our own business and leave other people's business alone? Or should we help? Because I know back in the day, somebody was in trouble, we helped. We went to help. Nowadays, it's kind of hard to help somebody without them thinking you in it for something, or you in it for something, or you got the agenda. What is your agenda? Why you want to be involved in something? Why you can't take no corrective action? Why people tell you this, and all of a sudden it changed around? People always say we're not getting into that. We're not getting into this or that because this might cause me harm, might cause the other person harm, whatever. Understandable. And these days we don't know what nobody got. We don't know what nobody got on them. So we got to take precaution too. But should we be so cautious about how we do our life, how we spend our days? Should we be that open-minded? Is open-minded really, if we got an open mind about anything, should we have our mind should be wide open. Our mind should be wide open. Because it is what it is when it comes down to it. We got to do what we got to do. And we're not going to do what we got to do. I'm going to put it like this. If we do what we got to do in our own house, then we can see about helping somebody else. But sometimes we get caught up in the moment. We get caught up in the moments. We get caught up in the moments. I'm tell you why I said that. I see this video where this man was standing outside, the other guys were standing outside too. We were standing outside, and these females were trying to go into this man's pocket. And that other man was close by. Some were filming it. That's why I seen it on social media. Going to this man's pocket. Then he got tired of it. I think he gave about a 6 piece. Gave that one woman a 6 to a 20 piece. Then the fellas that were standing around want to come up to him What's that guy right or wrong for getting that woman a 20 piece? That lady a 20 piece or a 6 piece, whatever, for hitting her. Although she was one that try to go in his pocket, she was the only female to try to do that. The rest of them backed off, and I'm like this right here. If you try to go in somebody's pockets on the streets or anywhere else, what you think their reaction is going to do? Especially they try to back away from you, telling you to stop, and you keep doing it. What you think their reaction is going to be? Ladies, if you do that to a man and he says you to stop, you keep going, and so men stand around watching you do it, and he telling you to stop, and he hauled off and hit you, who fault is that? Is he wrong for doing it? You know, they said men don't force to hit a woman, but guess what? Sometimes some women got to learn how to stay in their place. They don't know how to stay in a place. You going in somebody's pocket. I don't care, a woman going in another woman's pocket. Guess what? The other woman gonna knock you out. So it is what it is. And to the men that was standing around watching the women do that to that man, y'all so doggone cowards for that. Come to say something to the women, them female. Hey, get out of that man's pocket. You don't have right there. You better get out of the man's pocket before he cold cock one of y'all. But no, y'all want to wait till he wallop one of the female and knock her out. Now y'all want to step to the man because y'all think he wrong. Think he ain't supposed to defend himself. Though the video, what I'm talking about, it don't know what happened for the beginning of why they were going in his pocket, but the bottom line is you do not go in nobody's pockets because you don't want them to go to your pocket because you don't know how they're going to react. You don't know how they're going to react. You don't know how they're going to react. It just here. It just here. So guess what? It is what it is. We as humans, sometimes we got to stop and think sometimes. Think about our actions. What the repercussion going to be behind our action we do anything. We, as humans, some of us do not think. We just react. We just go do on the spur of the moment thing. But sometimes that would get you in trouble. You go do something on the spur of the moment thing, guess what? Who can help you? Something goes wrong. Whose fault is it? Is it the person or that business fault or whatever? Or it's your fault for doing something without thinking about it before you do it? Like I said, there's a whole lot of things that I talked about tonight that comes all into one, right? I'm talking about the Trump administration allowed them 17 members of the administration, 17 members of a known terrorist cartel to come to the United States on some kind of deal we don't know about. Then I talked about the Smokey Robinson thing. Did he do it? He didn't do it. That is the question. Why they wait so long? Why do people wait so long instead of pressing charges? Yeah, granted, they might have been scared. But what? You might be scared of repercussions, retaliation, deportation, no matter. You might be scared. But yet you want to, but then people want to file a civil lawsuit against another person instead of criminal charges first. Then the house appraisal. You got to watch that because your house would be under you and this other person might have the same kind of house. You did renovation. Y'all both did renovation. If the same appraisal goes to both of the houses, the appraiser might up the value of this other person's house, but devalue the house that you You have. So, and then go to the people's pocket. It's crazy. It's crazy. How do we sustain it? How do we go on with life? How do we get our mind right? What do we need to do to get our mind right and in our life? All them things have one thing in common. Who gonna take accountability for allowing the 17 members of that cartel family member to come into the United States on a deal? Who gonna take accountability of the Smokey Robinson situation? Is Smokey Robinson gonna take accountability for alleged what he supposedly did to the four maids? That if they found out he did it, or when the four maids housekeepers would take accountability for their action, or for their the Fleming for their false accusation against Smokey Robinson. Are they gonna take accountability? The appraisal that did appraisal on that couple house in Oakland, California, cause he had to pay, I think $90,000, $50,000, something like that, to that couple, and 15 to the CDR, whatever. I still don't think that taking accountability for your actions, for the actions he did, and for the females that went in that guy's pocket, and the one that got knocked out. Or they going to take accountability for their action, what they did to that guy, for her to get knocked out. See, this is all about accountability. We all got to take it sooner than later. Some people in this country is not going to take accountability for nothing. They're not going to take accountability for nothing. Oh, I didn't do that. He did that. She did that. Whatever. It's never, I did that. I made that mistake. The question is, are you willing to take accountability for your own actions? Will you be afraid to take accountability? This is what this is about. All about accountability. Then I got this right here. Why do a man had to go through a hard time with some of the women they got children by? That's not the way. That's not the woman you're supposed to be with. And ladies, you have some of y'all women are good women, but having babies by no good men, right? That's not the person you're supposed to be with. But all at the same time, you don't want him to see the baby, especially if you take care of all that stuff and doing what he's supposed to do. But y'all mad because he moved on because he don't want you. He got one thing only, and you gave it to him. So sometimes, ladies, you gotta keep your leg closed. Sometimes, men, hey, you gotta keep your zipper zipped, your pants up. Cause who gonna take accountability? The child that has to be here. Accountability for your own actions. You gotta take responsibility. They call being adult taking responsibility for your own actions. Gotta take responsibility for your own actions. I asked this question, who will be, what percentage? I'm gonna get a number 1 through 10. How many people from 1 through 10 are willing to take accountability for their own actions? How many people willing to take accountability for their own actions? It's crazy. Because I see so many people don't want to take accountability, and that's how they are in life. Don't want to take accountability for what they done did. They always want to put it on somebody else. They always want to put it on somebody else. I'll take accountability for my own action, because that's what makes us. This is why I describe an adult. I don't care you 18 to 60 to 70 to 80 years old. This is what I look at as an adult. If you are willing to take accountability for your action, you are an adult. If you're willing to sacrifice anything by taking accountability, you are a true adult. You are a true man and woman. Because we got some men and women that older and younger not take accountability for their own actions at all. And this is what it's all about, accountability. We got to come. When are we going to come together as one and stop pointing the finger at each other? When we're going to come together and stop disliking somebody because of the color of their skin? When we're going to come together and stop harassing each other because of the clothes and shoes that somebody wears? We're going to start coming together for the cars, the dog cars that people don't have. We're going to come together to stop all kinds of violence. All kinds of violence. I don't care what group you're part of. Because guess what? We cannot start doing no healing in this country till some people take accountability for their action, till people start acknowledging what's wrong, till people start getting on the same page and start looking at the differences and start looking at the similarity that each other have. Until we start looking at the similarity that what people have with each other, I don't think nobody gonna be able to take accountability except the real ones. I'm just saying, the accountability and the realness of this life or this rock called Earth, we all got different personalities. We all got different tastes in food. We all got different tastes in music, clothes, shoes, cars. We all got different kind of taste. We all got different type of way we do things. But one thing we do have in common, right? The one thing that we have in common that people don't see, that some people do not see, we all part of one humanity. We part of one humanity. That's the human race. Until people start looking at that, instead of looking at, oh, he got this, she got that, I don't like because his skin color, his clothes, wear, whatever, his disability, whatever, we got to stop. We got to stop. Because you got to do like Michael Jackson said, first you got to go look in the mirror. We got to take a look at that man or woman in that mirror. Because guess what? When you take a look at that man or woman in the mirror, then you can make a change. You can make a change. Then you can't make a change until you make a change within yourself. Because if you don't make a change within yourself, that means you don't know who you truly are. Cause when you dislike something when somebody did their skin, clothes, color, whatever, it doesn't matter. When you dislike, when you don't like that part of the person, not see the person for who they are on the inside, it's not that person, it's you. It's you. It's not the other person, it's you. It's something inside yourself that you don't like. It's something inside yourself that you don't like that you see in that other person. Because you see yourself in that other person and you see a reflection on yourself because that's because what that person probably acting like is what you are on the inside. So give or take. It is what it is. How are we as humans supposed to be? How as humans, how we supposed to navigate this thing called life? Some people, we should be walking on eggshells. We should be afraid to say what's on our mind. We should be afraid to say what we don't like and what we do like. See, sometimes you cannot judge a book by its cover. Go, you judge a book by its cover without opening it up and reading it. How you gonna say you don't like that? You don't like that person. You never stood there and talked to him. But guess what? Action speaks louder than word, don't it? Sometimes people show us who they really are, but yet we still try to be friends with whatever. But at the same time, we got to reel it back in. If somebody show you who they are, sometimes you got to believe them. Like I said, you got to take a look in the mirror at yourself. At that reflection in that mirror that's looking back at you. Because I know some people don't like looking in the mirror. Because guess why they don't like looking in the mirror? Because they do not like what they see. They do not like what they see. It's terrible what they see. See, sometimes when a person gets mad at somebody else, yeah, that person might did something to make them mad, to piss them off. But that happens, guess what? You gotta control your emotions. And when that person pisses you off and y'all two going back and forth, guess what? That person that you going back and forth arguing with, I said debate, arguing with, they see something in you they don't like, and you see something in them you don't like. I'm gonna let that sit here for a minute. I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute. We don't, as humans, we got to stop doing what we're doing. We got to stop doing what we're doing. If we don't stop doing what we're doing, we're gonna be very lost. We already lost right now. Some of us already lost right now, but some of us need to wake up. Until we wake up, this life going to be better. And cause life is too short. Life is too short. Life is too short. You go around mad at the world, mad at things people do to you, cause you see yourself in them that you don't like. It gonna cause some health issues. We don't want nobody to have no kind of health issues when you can prevent it. Sometimes we stress over stuff that we don't need to be stressing over. Just just sit back and relax and try not to think about it. Bills got to get paid. You got to do repairs to the house. You got to do yard work. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to take the kids. Got this. You got to do this and that for the kids. You run it all the way around. You're stressing that you can be late, whatever, whatever. But guess what? Sometimes you got to reel yourself back in and relax. You got to take accountability. Accountability for your own actions. I think we get selfish. I think we get selfish sometimes. How do we get selfish? And why we get selfish? I tell you why. Because we all about self. You can be all about self. What's that says? You can be all about self, but guess what?
About
Oh, I'm talking about a whole different stuff. Accountability that we as humans don't take. Some of us don't take.
of course
Yeah,
not. It's too hard.
not only women, men take that accountability. And this what I first, this is the first subject I talked about. What you think about? They want to get rid of all the illegal immigrants. Immigrants. They say violent, whatever, right? Okay. What you feel
How
about?
you knew?
What you feel about Trump and his administration made a deal with a cartel family, El Chapo cartel family, 17 of their members, and allowed them in the United States. How you feel about that?
First, let me address the first portion of your question when it comes to the illegal immigrants. Me personally, I totally disagree that they should be here and live off of American people's hard work and struggle because it's almost like you're paying child support for a child that's not yours. They're living in top of the line homes. They're getting money for loans and vehicles. They're getting free medical, food, all this stuff that they're getting that we absolutely cannot get ourselves. And you guys had a question about reparations. Now, if now that Donald, I'm gonna talk about the El Chapo thing. Now that Donald Trump is doing a total investigation in California for our governor, now all of a sudden he wants to kick all the illegal and undocumented immigrants off of all the benefits and stuff because California pays up in the billions for them. As soon as they have another baby, we're paying for it. As soon as they have another baby, we're paying for it. And if we go to their country, we won't be given the same grace. Now, if you want to go back and then try to come in the right way, yes, come on, by all means. But don't come here and feel like you're supposed to have this stuff and you have no problem, taking these handouts. And yeah, we have American people doing it too, but we're talking about people that broke in our country that's disobeying and disrespecting our laws. There's a big difference when you're an American citizen versus someone that broke into the country and they don't want to respect the laws and the rules of the land. So that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Um, because when they come here undocumented, we must understand we don't have jurisdiction over them. And being on a border state, the things that take place, like here in California, there has been so many hit and runs where some people have actually lost their lives, the first thing that they do is they head for the border so that they don't have to deal with, you know, deal with the prosecution and the repercussions of their actions. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on. We have them here. They're taking women's bodies, and it's the stuff that some of them, not all of them, it's the stuff that some of them are allowed to do in their country. They bring it here, and that's what we're fighting, because we don't know who these people are. Now you got an undocumented guy that will snatch a little 14-year-old girl off the street. We have no DNA, we have no history, we don't know their identification, we don't know anything about them, we don't know what their medical status is, if you get what I'm saying. Now this
Yeah.
14-year-old girl is traumatized, he runs back to Mexico, and he's living a happy life. Now you done left somebody traumatized, then you sneak back in the country and you do the same things again. So I think that they need to end them from getting any type of resources, because what will happen is, if they say you can't get anything unless we know exactly who you are, that'll cut down on a lot of the crimes, because now you're easier to be identified. But when it comes to Donald Trump and El Chapo, some of the stuff that Donald Trump does, it bothers me, because I know that he has an end game plan, but it's the way he do it. And then you be like, oh, okay, I see. But you can't just leave people in that mode of, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? What's this and what's that? We don't know what his reason is for doing it. There could be there's a reason why Donald Trump do anything. He got a plan. But the thing is if we don't know the plan, we tend to get upset and want the plan to know what we're dealing with. There's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff going on, even in Mexico. The female president, she's allowing the gangs and the what do you call it, the cartel
Yeah.
to run Mexico. So who better to get on your side to give you the ins and outs on how they function and how they operate, so that you can know how, if you're going to strike, you'll know how to strike. Like if you want to use me because I do certain things, or better yet, I know that you know certain things, you do a lot of studying. What am I going to do? I'm going to get close to you, I'm going to snooze up with you, and I'm gonna learn the stuff that you're researching and all that stuff. So when when I'm ready to strike and give them my presentation, I know which way you coming, because D Truth done taught me how to study and research.
Yeah. And the thing about that, El Chapo, his son, whatever he pled guilty to, but allow a cartel family to come in the United States, 17 family members coming in the United States on a deal that I don't know what the deal is, right? But yet, that cartel, you in February have named them as a terrorist group. See where the problem lies? You see where the problem lies, right? Together. When you
Yeah, I
name
see
that,
what you're saying, but I still say, like I said, not to cut you off, there's an underlying reason why Donald Trump do the things that he do. There's always an underlying reason. We may not understand, but when the plan comes together, then we'll be like, "Oh wow, okay, okay." Just like the tariff thing, everybody like here in California is blaming Donald Trump for the high prices. No, when I start talking to different people from different states now, and I'm listening to them, everybody is paying cheap gas, but this dude here, because he got people blinded and they don't want to read for themselves, we're paying $6, $7, $8 in gas. The price of gas went down. I'm looking in the store. Some of the prices of food have gone down when you compare it to other places. It depends on where you're at. Like our governor, he's now he's trying to charge us per mile to drive so that he could raise more money to take care of these illegal immigrants. But when Donald Trump stepped in and started talking about, I'm doing some investigation, now he's scared. He wants to scale back all the stuff. He wanted to charge us extra money for gas and electricity. I mean, all this crazy stuff, and now people are starting to see the problem is not Trump, it's the politicians in which we're choosing. You
Yeah,
know,
I've been said that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I was
And
about to say that. I had to take a breath, but I was about to say that you were saying that before. It's not, it's the people that we choose in office. And so, like I said, for some reason, and I'm really still researching and trying to figure it out, people have put in recall for him to get put out of office. Every time we get super close to him getting kicked out, somewhere he must be paying somebody, but it keeps getting suppressed where we
yeah,
can't get him out.
see,
So it's not that California want him. We don't want him, but he got somebody he paying to keep him in office.
see, I'm put like this. Like I said before, I don't care what side of the party lines. You don't care who what it is. I don't care if the mayor, the governor, or the president. Right? They basically a figurehead. They go ahead and they just a figurehead. Right? Like the city, like the mayor. Guess what? The city council can veto him. Right? The governor, you got the state house, the state senate. Federal, you got the house and the senate. You see what I'm saying? So they just a figurehead. They make all the decision. And I watched it one video. I wish I could. I wish I would have saved it. You know what the American dollar is worth right now?
Hardly nothing.
30 cents. 30 cents. That's all the dollars is worth. 30 cents. Let that sink in.
I get it, but look, check this out. And when I was talking to you about, how you impeach, recall a person, so there was three city council people, and it was a big story out here that was in Los Angeles County, and they were all making like slanderous racial comments towards another councilman that adopted a black child. And so they was using the N word with the hard R, and they were blocking a lot of black people from being able to get businesses and sponsor, just stuff to help them
Hold on, hold
build.
on. Let me get this. Let me get this straight. The people you talking about adopted a black child, but yet
No,
that what you
he didn't.
said?
It was no, no. Listen, there was three city councilmen,
Okay.
council people, two women and one man. The one that I remember, his name is De Leon. So they had a meeting and they recorded the meeting, and one of the councilmen had adopted a black kid, because he wanted children.
Yeah.
They waited until he left the meeting and they
Mm-hmm.
started calling his child a monkey and all kinds of names. And they were
Mm-hmm.
talking about how they were stopping black people from developing, getting money to develop in Los
Mm-hmm.
Angeles. The problem that I had was De Leon, everybody else resigned except for De Leon. He still stayed on. And everybody
Mm-hmm.
was like, no, how is it that he could still be in office when he made those racial slurs and the stuff that he did when he started, you know, um, keeping black people from getting development deals? And
Mm.
I never understood that. So there's something going on here in California. Not everybody in California is a Democrat. They're Republicans, but they want to suppress the Republicans because they know that people are tired. Right now, there's a sheriff that's coming up against what's his name, Newsom, and Newsom
Mm.
is really scared because this governor is like, I mean, this sheriff is like, I've been here all my life, and California went from being the most beautiful place, and now, like, literally, nobody's lying. People have been taking pictures. In San Francisco, you walk down the street, you'll see human feces on the sidewalk, and it
Yeah.
was no lie. And people are in homeless encampments, like how your house is. If you had an open field across the street from you,
They'll
all
be
the
they'll be
people that
there.
are homeless will put their tents there. So he's kicking them out and I live in the high desert, and he's kicking them out and throwing them out here in the high desert, messing our city up. So our mayor is like, no, the hell you not. You're not about to throw your trash out here and mess us up. But more and more, we're starting to see more homeless people that we've never seen before. And like we have some parks around here, the kids can't even go to the park now because the homeless done put up their camps at the parks. And the whole park is filled with homeless tents and shopping carts and all types of stuff. You can't even go to the fast food restaurants or anything like that because the simple fact you got the homeless harassing you and begging you, and God forbid if you're a woman and you say no, if their mind is not right, they'll snap and try to attack you. And
Yeah.
our mayor is like, no, y'all gotta get the hell up out of here.
Okay, and that brings me to the next one, right? I don't know if you heard about this. It happened in California, Oakland, California, to be exact. This couple,
Oakland, what
what?
happened? I couldn't
This
hear you.
couple, this couple in Oakland, California. This black man, he was a real estate agent, and his wife, which is Puerto Rican, which she consider herself Latino, were going for her appraisal license, and she got her appraisal license, right? And had and they bought a house in, I forgot what year it was. Bought a house, did renovation to it, got it appraised. I think it was 2020, it was 2020 something, and it was appraised at $1.1 million, right? When they got it appraised, then this appraiser came by. He devalued that house less than about $254,000. $250,000.
Oh yeah, yeah, they do that.
Yeah,
And what city? What city you said it was in?
Oakland.
Okay, parts of Oakland is very prejudiced, like Orange County, Irvine, out there with Disneyland and stuff. Those
Mm.
parts they're very, very prejudiced. They still have some, triple K members that are out there,
They
and
know.
they don't.
Hold on, before we fit together. I want to explain this, folks. When she said Triple K, that is not a gas station.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, yeah, they got some. They got triple Ks out there, like Lancaster, California, used to
Mm.
be triple K territory. Out towards where I'm at was triple K territory, and you see it, but now it's like this. I'm just gonna keep it real. The Latinos that are coming
Mm-hmm.
to America, they want to be Caucasian so bad that they really take on that persona.
Mm.
And then they start trying to act like they're Triple K members too. So this is what's happening. This is where a lot of this stuff is coming from. Like if you see a black man with a Latina woman or Asian woman or any other woman, they look down on the black person. Had she presented it herself, then they wouldn't have said anything. They would have probably given her what it is that she wanted. But they have a problem with, black people. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that from the word or together. Cause I'm like this right here.
Uh-huh.
I, I'm like this right here. I don't care where you from.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care what state, what country, whatever you from. Legally or illegally, you do something wrong, I'm taking. And they got, I think they got 90,000, and the person, that other company, CRD, I think you know what C California. I forgot what the rest of it was. Got 15,000, and they finally sold the house for 1 point some million dollars.
Right. Yeah, you
So
can't discriminate out here. You're not supposed to, but like I said, you got a
that's
lot of
anywhere.
companies. No, listen. A lot of companies here, they have people that's part of the triple K circle that are in these high places and they still have disdain for, African American people. And it's really crazy that after all these years that we've been here, that you come here as a new citizen, a new race of people, and you come here and look at us like we're nothing. First of all, everything that's in America, black people put together and caused it to be,
What it is.
brought it
We
here.
built this country.
Like, yes, we did. And people don't know some of the skeletal remains of the African slaves are in the White House walls. When the slaves got sick and passed away, they said put the brick on top of them, and they keep saying that and I'm gonna be real, Washington D.C. is haunted.
I'm gonna be real with you too.
Washington is haunted. It is
I fe-
haunted, and you can feel it when you land.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right here. You don't hear me say about they said this about Lake Lanier. It used to be a black town called Oscarville,
I heard of it.
and I saw the news today that a kayaker had disappeared. Don't know where he at.
Who?
So a kayaker, the one that on a
Kayak,
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 yeah,
kayaker. Yeah.
he disappeared. He not on land. And the stuff starts to happen when the answer when you notice when they build on something that they shouldn't have built on, and they take away something they shouldn't take away, something start happening. Notice that, right?
You want to know why? People
Go
blame
ahead.
it on they blame it and see, people got to get away from this stuff. There's no such thing as talking to your ancestors. I don't know why people do that, because it clearly states in the Bible that the dead knows nothing of the living. So what happens is everybody, when they're born, no matter how holy you are, a demon spirit is assigned to you when you're born, from the devil. So when you have people that pass away, if their spirits stay behind, those demon spirits stay behind, all those spirits roam together, and it's like it gets more and more increasing energy. So all those people that they flooded out in Lake Lanier and all these different towns, it's not the person's spirit, it's the demonic spirit that was assigned to them that is operating. So when people go to soothsayers and palm readers, they're not talking to the person that was on earth. They're talking to that demon, because that demon knows everything about them, and they keep thinking that it's the person's spirit. No, once that person passes on, that person's spirit goes into a rest mode, and it waits until God comes back in to judge. So that's what a lot of misconception is today, and we got to get out of that.
And I got another thing for you. I told you I had 4 stories, right?
Yeah.
That was the number 2. Number 3, Smokey Robinson, right?
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was an update. Now this is a criminal investigation. Now this is a criminal investigation in the early stages.
I'm gonna say this to you. There is no way, I don't care how much money you pay me, I'm not going to sit there and let you mess with me 20 something times. I don't believe her. I believe she's lying. I believe she's trying to
Remember,
extort money from him.
hey, remember, it's 4 of them. And
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
hey, think about this. What got me kind of curious about it though is the time they worked for them. They all there at the same, just about the same time, but worked. This one worked from 2006 to I think 2014, 2020 or something like that.
I don't believe it.
He assaulted her 23 times.
That's BS, because you wouldn't have stayed there. You would have had police reports. You would have told other people, and people can't keep their mouth shut. So that stuff would have been gone and circulated a long time ago. You know how you tell your homegirl something and she'll tell another friend, and they get out and they be like, wait a minute, word on the street is blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe none of that. I believe that it's a money grab. And I pray to God, whoever his lawyer is, that they don't settle. I pray they do a lie detector and all that stuff. Don't settle. It's because people lie. Look at Meg Thee Stallion. She showed up here and lied her AWS off.
Yeah, but and then on top of that is, look, I'm not, like I said, I didn't say he did it. I not said he didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? It's just, if he did it, hey, anybody do something like that, they should be locked up. I don't care who you is. But at
You
the
know
same
what?
time, if he
Mhm.
didn't do it, guess
They need
what?
to go to jail.
Hey, they need to go to jail. But guess what? He's still locked up. I'll tell you why he's still locked up. He might be free, but he's still locked up. His reputation is ruined. Cause when you see somebody out and somebody don't lie on them about something heinous like that, you look at them different. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
You look at them different. So that's my thing about it is if he didn't do it, I feel like this. Not only them, right? Like how some of these Karens, I'm talking about the black ones, I'm talking white, I'm talking about all the Karens and all these kings want to call the cops on folks that they had done nothing, making a false report. I think they should be locked up too for
Me too.
make a false police report.
Yep.
That's a false police report. And you was up here last night when I said this right here. There should not be no civil. I'm saying it again for the people in the back that didn't hear me last night. That didn't hear me earlier when I said it. There should not be no civil suit first.
Right.
If don't have no charges, it should be no civil suit. If
Right.
if if the person ain't locked up and haven't went to court and got convicted, you notice what I said? Convicted.
Right. Shouldn't be
It should
given
be,
no.
it should be and even he or she got acquitted, you still shouldn't be able to do no lawsuit.
Right. Exactly. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. And I look at things in a different way. I don't try to judge nobody or anything like that. But I'm gonna start with what's his Jello pudding pop? Bill Cosby.
Go
Bill
ahead.
Cosby. They went after Bill Cosby. First of all, no, if you don't know, Bill Cosby has oil on his land, and they want that oil on his land.
That's what I try to get
That's
rid of.
that's one. He wanted to
NBC.
buy NBC. That's number two. His son that was taken away from here, when they said that his tire went flat, that was a lie because he went and bought his son a car from Germany. And the type of car that his son had is that if you get a flat, that tire automatically inflates again on its own.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was a hit on him, on his them they did that to his son to get to him. So all these women that said that he did all these things to him, he had no problems until he tried to buy NBC or whatever you call it. Once he
Hmm.
started trying to buy that, that's when all this stuff came up against him. And when Michael Jackson tried to buy all his stuff, they came against him. And like this person said, anytime that you try to own your own stuff, like Prince and all
He
these
on us.
rock stars,
Hey,
they,
yeah,
they
Prince on. Hey, I'm going to let
but
people know.
they wanted it. They wanted
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah. Hey, Prince
That
owned all his. I'm gonna let people know for the information.
yeah,
Prince owned his own stuff.
yeah.
They wanted it.
The stuff that he had after he changed his name to Symbol and all that stuff, that's the stuff that they wanted. But the stuff before that, they got it. They have that.
Hmm.
And he
Hmm.
let them have that in a suit. He let them have, and he wrote "slave" on his face, and that's
Yep.
because he let everybody know they can no longer take his money and take what he does. So that's
Hmm.
why people didn't see him really performing those old songs, but he performed the newer songs. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, Bill, I mean, what's his name? They want something from Smokey Robinson that he's not willing to give up. So
Yeah.
they're using these women to come after him with false allegations. And I bet you Gloria Allred's ugly ass is going to be all up in the camera teaching the woman how to boo boo whine and cry. And I'm just saying because I don't know her. I'm just making my opinion,
Yeah.
And every time something happens, she's always the one that's up in the front talking about what a disgrace. But if you go back and they were able to fix all these cases that she was over, they would probably find so much fraud. I don't
Yeah.
know her, but I'm telling you, so they
And,
want something from Smokey Robinson that he ain't willing to give up.
and think about this. And they indicated his wife in the lawsuit also. I'm telling you what
My
they.
wife ain't gonna sit there and watch that. She ain't gonna watch that. I'm
Hey,
gonna tell you something. Look, I met Smokey Robinson's family. They was in Pasadena, California, and they had their own little like radio station that he funded.
hmm
And I got a chance to meet them, and they said I look so much like the family. They thought I was actually their family. And
yeah,
then when I saw the sister that they were talking about, we looked at each other like, "What the hell?" You
like
know
you
what I'm
looking in the
saying?
mirror. Look like you're looking in
Yeah,
the mirror. But
yeah. Like, what the hell?
I'm gonna read you this right here. John Harris, one of the lawyers for the plaintiffs, described the women as low wage workers and said they had not previously come forward in fear of public embarrassment and retaliation.
Oh,
One of the women alleged that she was sexually assaulted by Robinson at least 23 times between 2014 and 2020. Three of them said they were also concerned that their immigration status would be impacted according to the lawsuit. Okay, this is what I said right here. This is what I said. I'm gonna give my opinion on it right quick. What I said.
trying to get her citizenship.
Embarrassment. It's an embarrassment that y'all want to sue him first for $50 million. Then retaliation. If he wanted to retaliate, he would have been retaliated. And then,
How
then
many times did they listen? They counted how many times he allegedly did it. So you was keeping count.
yeah, that's the part too. And then they talk about immigration status. Okay, your visa ran out, your green card ran out, whatever. Uh,
Mhm.
are you here illegally? So if you here illegally and you worry about your immigration status, that'll get him in trouble.
I hope he got cameras. I hope he got cameras. Man,
you see,
if
you
he
see,
got
hey,
cameras and didn't never see no assault take place, man, that'd be luxury.
but you see what I was just saying there, right? At the last end of it. If he hired you because you're illegal, he'll be in trouble.
Where he live at though?
I think this is California.
Oh yeah. No, he ain't gonna get in no trouble. He ain't gonna get no trouble. He not. He not gonna get in no trouble.
Okay, the last one right here. I want to see how you feel about this one. The last one right here that I talked about. This one.
Hello. Oh,
Hello.
you
And
got
one
quiet.
one of them kept trying to get in his pocket. So he gave, I don't think it was a 6 piece or a 20 piece, knocked the coal out. Then the men that was standing back, watching the women do that.
About.
Huh?
I didn't hear the beginning, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. You hear me now?
Yeah.
I said, this man was standing outside, and there was some other men, some females outside too, right?
Hmm.
The females were trying to get in this man's pocket, and he was trying to get away from them going to his pocket. And one kept trying, the other one stopped. Oh, he gave that one a 6 piece or a 20 piece, knocked her out. And get what the men that was standing back watching them females try to get in the pocket do after he knocked her out.
What?
They tried to come to her defense.
Well, you was that's what you call real live punks. That's a real because the other one was waiting for the other one to move to make sure that they had backup because they saw how he threw that hand and they don't want to be the first one to get that cold.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying right here. You watch these women try to go in this man's pocket, just about pull his shorts down. Then soon he knocked one of them out. Now y'all want to step forward.
So so now what's happening now?
Ain't nothing happening. They grabbed him, whatever. That's where the video ended. But my saying is, if
They probably set that man up to do that.
The set, yeah.
They probably they told the girls to do that mess, and they thought they was gonna have a payday. And when she got her head twisted, now you wanna like your plan failed.
Yep.
Yeah,
So do you blame him for doing what he did?
I would have helped him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would have helped them because for one, who gives you the right to try to take something that belongs to me? You out your rabbit mind.
Mm-hmm. And I say this right here. And everything we talked about has one word in common that somebody got to do.
Accountability.
Yep.
But
and,
see,
and go ahead.
the thing is, like all these stories that we talked about, like we talked about, the illegal immigrants. They feel entitled, like they and see the thing is they don't know the history. Let's go with that. They don't know the history, okay? Because they're hollering that California and all these states belong to them, but they have not gotten into their books. And there's a treaty called the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, and the treaty they signed over parts of America. Well, they signed over what we now call America to America because they had some type of war. And not only that, Mexico owed America millions and millions of dollars. And because they could not pay that money back, they end up signing over other land, which are different states like Wyoming, Utah, and some other states. So now that that treaty has been signed, you can't come back once I buy a car from you and I fix it up real good. You can't come back and say I stole it because I had the money to make that car look better, run better, and painted it a different color and fix the interior, right?
Yep. Yep.
So that's why a lot of these Mexicans are hollering that we stole their country. But they teach this over in Mexico, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. They teach this over there. So how is it that you're still saying that somebody stole something from you when it was rightfully purchased?
I'm tell you why I got a good answer for that. You want to hear the answer?
Yeah.
Cause you know how we say that the people stole the land for us, so they try to group themselves in there with us. Think
Yeah,
about it.
I
So
understand. Yeah, they are.
yeah, but
They are.
they cannot group themselves in there with us because guess what? If they actually go look at history with what you just said and with the history of who was the first man and woman, if they go look at the history
Adam and Eve.
and and talked about this. And Adam and Eve was what?
Oh, somebody calling me. Sorry.
What
Oh,
skin tone? What skin
black.
tone? There you go. But they want to teach that. See, and we got I'm gonna say it, you got a lot of entitled Hispanic. We got a lot of entitled people from across the
Different
pond,
country.
England, a different country. We got some entitled blacks over here. We got entitled whites over here. That they entitled to every goddamn thing, but they don't know their asshole for their feet.
Right. And so my thing is this. You sneak into a country and you play victim. You play victim. How is it possible that you sneak into a country and you play the victim? So
Mm.
I'm sorry, people may disagree with me, but I'm gonna tell you right now that that citizenship that birthright citizenship, that should have never been a thing. So there's a law for all America called Title 8. Title 8 states that if you have anybody that's in your state or in this country illegally, and if you're a politician in any capacity, and if or you're the president, if you willingly keep those people here and you put them to work so that you can make a profit, that Title 8 states that they supposed to be in prison for 20 plus years because you broke the law. And that's what Donald Trump is going off of, Title 8. So he's using the law. People have no respect for us, especially because of the stuff that has been allowed to go on. And everybody is angry. And I sit back and I pay attention and I read with the tariffs. The only reason why Donald Trump was messing with the tariffs is because a list came out. Canada was charging us, I'm just giving you a fictitious number. China and Canada and Mexico, they would charge us like 150% in tariffs. But for us to get their products, they only wanted to pay 20%. That makes us go deeper and deeper into debt. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
We
and
go
I'm
deeper
so
and deeper into debt. And now that he's trying to make everybody pay on an even scale, that's going to help us when it comes to those taxes. That's going to help us get more money to knock down our deficit. But we got everybody mistreating us and taking advantage of us. And even like I look at news from overseas, I don't watch American news anymore except for the weather. But the people overseas were like, it's about time, because China was ripping people off. And now that Donald Trump put the tariffs on China, China started trying to bully Taiwan. And then they were sending all their products to Taiwan, trying to get low, to pay low tariffs. And so Taiwan reached out and told Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is like, nah, no, you're not going to do that. So then what they do, they started building warehouses in Mexico because Mexico agreed to the tariffs. And they got all these people from China. They made these Mexican workers work their butt off. They didn't pay them. It's in the news. They didn't pay them. And they started beating on them like they were slaves. And then they end up firing all the Mexican people and put their own Chinese people in these warehouses so that they could pay the same tariffs that Mexico agreed to with America. And Donald Trump said no.
but I'm gonna say this right here. If we want to talk about illegals, right? I'm going to say this right here. I don't care who get mad, who don't like what I'm about to say. You know where I'm about to go.
With the
You know
white
where I'm about to,
people, I understand that.
yeah, they need, look, you want to get rid of illegals, they need to get their ass away from over here and go back over to UK, over there to
Yeah,
Ireland, whatever
they
they,
do. They
huh?
do. All of them need to go. All of them.
That
All
mean
of them.
that mean even the white ones that in office, they need to get the hell
All
on.
of them. All of
Yeah.
them need to give us our land back. That's why this land is cursed the way it's cursed because
Mm-hmm.
they stole this land,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that's why it's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand. But the reason why everybody's so mad with the illegals over here because it's not just the money because there's a documentary and I got the privilege of watching the documentary. A lot of those Latino countries, they believe that it's okay for a grown man to snatch a girl off the street and have his way with her, and there are no repercussions in that country. Also, in El Salvador, they have men that will take a woman's body and discard her in the street, like take her life, and there's no repercussion for it. So, what we're saying is a lot of the other states that don't have sanctuary states, they're not having all these issues that we're having with sanctuary states because lately it's been a whole lot of assaults out here in California. And these people, when you put their picture up, they're undocumented immigrants. The dude that stuck Tory Lanez 14 times, he's an undocumented immigrant that has a long rap sheet, a
Hey,
long rap sheet, and they
hey,
should put him to sleep a long time ago.
yeah, I'm gonna say this right here. Either they're illegal from the south of the border. I don't care if they come from overseas, got a visa and stay there after their visa don't expire. It's still illegal, right? And
It's still illegal.
yeah, it's still illegal. And ain't no telling. See, we paying attention south of the border, right? What they doing? These they these people that from across the pond from the Atlantic Ocean that come over here on the visa and stays out there as the visa expires, they look like white folks, don't they?
Yeah.
So, what? It seems like let's get rid of everybody that don't belongs over here. Put it that way. And the births, like that birthright thing. Okay, if you want to do that, guess what? That means all the white folks got to leave, right?
I said get rid of it, period. Don't matter what color you are. Get rid
Yeah,
of it, period.
yeah.
But see, the thing
Cause
of it is that you're focusing on the Caucasian people, which I understand. But what I'm saying to you is we have so many different people that's coming from different parts of the world. The
yeah,
one that's giving California the most problems when it comes to crime, it's not the white people, it's the Latino people. They're coming here and they're committing all types of crimes that goes on in their country. And when it comes to like the Asians, they mind their business. When it comes to
some
the
of them.
other race, no, over here, I'm talking about where we're at, they mind their business. They're not bothering people and different races that are here from different, like Russians and all these different people. They're minding their business. They're not out here like doing stuff to people. It's only one guy that was out here and he looked like he could have been Armenian. He was targeting women on the freeway, beating their cars up. Then he went to Hawaii after they let him out of jail early, and the inmates whooped the dog crap out of him because see
Yes.
they wasn't taking that mess that they allowed to happen here in California.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying, but at the same time, not only I'm saying like this right here. All the illegal criminals that's over here, I don't care what country they from, they commit a violent crime. Get rid of their butt.
Yeah, I'm
Get rid
saying
of
this. Look, if they commit a unaliving, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm not gonna let you go back to your country. You're not going back to your country. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go back to your country in a pine box. That's what you're gonna do. If you grape a woman over here in America and you from another country, I'm cutting your manhood off and I'm sending you back to your country. If you do any crimes over here, I'm gonna make you pay the penalty. I'm not gonna keep letting you get off and coming back into our country like that dude, the one that's from Georgia. Now they have informants, and they found videos of him trafficking people. They knew that he's a high-ranking MS-13 person. All that information came out. You mean to tell me all these Democrats gonna go over there for him, but they can't like go to these different countries and get out American citizens that are innocent? That don't make sense to me.
Think about this though. Think about this though. Think about this. They gonna try to go get him on that one. They try it.
I can't hear you.
It doesn't matter. Republican, Democrat. They gonna do what they do, right? But over in this country, all the innocent Americans that's locked up, that fighting to get out, they know they innocent. They ain't doing that for them over here. They ain't finna
That's
go.
what I'm that's what I'm saying. They need to stop allowing these people to come over here and doing the stuff that they're doing. Stop sending them back to their country. If somebody takes somebody's life, then guess what? We taking your life. When they start seeing that America is not playing with them, they're gonna stop coming over here doing stuff. And then when the American people that's doing the same dumb stuff see that this is the new law, if you take a life or if you grape somebody, then we're gonna cut your manhood off. I guarantee you those crimes would they won't be here. They
Yeah.
won't be here because people will be too scared. Man, I'm not about to touch that girl. Shoot, they gonna cut my Johnson off.
But I
Dude, go check her ID. No, dude, you gotta go check all the schools that's in her area and see what year she went to school. Look at yearbooks. Cause man, if I touch her and she underage, man, they gonna cut my Johnson off. See,
and,
put that
and
kind of fear and respect in them.
see and thing. Hey, I said this on the show last night, and I keep saying it. It ain't. We got rules, we got law, we got policy, all that stuff. I don't care what the city government, state government, federal government, it all the same, right? But what else is still the same with all three of them, from city, county, state, federal? What all still the same? The culture, with the culture within it is still the same. You see what I'm saying? And every part of the government is what about making money, right? They don't care
Um,
about they do they really care about us?
of course not. If they did, they wouldn't allow the stuff to happen that's happening.
Yeah, and I'm like this until I guess we're gonna beat this in some people here together until they realize it's the culture and the government really don't care about us. I'm not just talking about our, our people, even some of these white folk. The government don't care about their ass either. Until they start realizing that, till everybody start realizing that, and the culture don't change, guess what? What's going to stay the same?
Everything gonna stay the same.
See, they don't want us going on speaking tour, do they? Together.
No, we have to be in the bulletproof. We have to be in a bulletproof chamber. They'll knock us. They'll try to knock us down. They got too much information. Get them. We
I'm
won't be
telling you
able to eat. Look, we won't be able to eat, drink no water. They try to get us.
what, they give her a drop of water. What a drop of water gonna do?
They can put something in the water. No,
Look,
that's why
look,
I got my own bottle of water.
there you go. Look for the. I'm not even gonna sit it up on the podium. I'm sticking that thing right in my pocket.
Look, I'm gonna have one of them. You know, one of them backpacks with liquid. It got a straw all the way around my ear to my mouth.
And get what? Hey, look, ain't no bullet, ain't no needle getting in it.
I'm
But
saying,
see, we not saying this as Democrat. We're not saying it as a Republican. We saying this as a citizen.
yeah,
We
I
see
don't hate
what.
nobody. I don't want nobody to think that I'm because I'm speaking facts that I'm trying to be prejudiced against a race of people. I'm not. Right is right, wrong is wrong. We
No matter
cannot
who
come
you are,
to y'all country and we cannot do nowhere near the stuff that you guys are able to do here in America. And that is all we're saying as natural citizens. How is it that you think you're more special than the people that were born here, rightfully so?
I'm like this here. And some of these Karens and Ken, they think they special. Yeah, they special ed.
Yeah, that
They-
thing that tried to. Let me tell you something. I would probably be in jail right now, but if I
Mhm.
was in that situation where that lady tried to slap that autistic kid and called him the N word, I would have socked her right straight in her mouth.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
I
yeah.
would have told somebody grab the baby and I'd have bust all her teeth out her mouth, and she would have been talking about, "Can you get me some money for my teeth?" I'd have made sure I knocked them all out.
Yeah, I gotta try to get an update on that. And
Oh, they got a hold of okay, the black girl. She's on TikTok. She did some kind of computer coding, and she found the company that funds Give Send Go.
I'm
And
telling you, you know what that company, you know what that is? A Christian-based company.
no, it's not Christian. That's a prejudice based company. So
Yeah,
she got in contact and she gave everybody the information, and then oh boy, they tried to switch it over to a whole nother company. She found that out too. So she's not giving up because they said she don't, and she said your rules are that you cannot give money or raise money for somebody when it comes to racism and all that
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of mess. So she said if they actually give her the money and they found out she's on government assistance too, that white lady's on government assistance,
Yeah.
and they said she has to report it to the IRS. If she gets that money, then everybody's going to get together and do a class action lawsuit against that company, and it's going to be all bad for them.
Oh, see, and I need to get hold of her information. I need to get hold of information.
I gotta
Get her,
find her again on TikTok because they threatened her life too.
yeah. You know where I want to get on here, so we get the information out, cause that right there is ludicrous. You call
Yeah,
yourself
it
a
is.
Christian base, you talk about she redeemed whatever, whatever, and but yet I know some of the people in that company saw that story, what she said and how she said it. You see what I'm saying? So
Oh,
you want to claim that autistic 5-year old stole your child's toy? You said he went in your bag to get the toy out, and you mad, and you
right. All you
mad.
gotta do is say, "No, baby, don't do that. Don't do that, baby."
Yeah, but then you want to get mad when a guy start filming you, calling that autistic black boy, 5-year old boy, a N. Now you won't get mad.
Okay,
You
let me
shouldn't
see
be.
if I can find. Hold on. What's the girl name?
I think I
Her
know who you're
name
talking about.
is KIAAN.
You go ahead. You go ahead and text that to me.
Hold, let me put it in the back chat.
But like I said, see, people like her, people like you, people like me, and the people in our circles, if we really want to go off and talk about something like we be talking about, we I can't. It ain't like my life ain't been threatened already before anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't heard that story. You heard
Yeah,
that story, and I'm like that. With that, I don't care. I don't care that child was 5-year or had autism or not. I don't care he was a black little boy, black little girl, white boy, white girl. I don't care. I don't care what kind of child it was. You do not do that to a child.
I think
Eh,
that's
That,
the name.
oh look, I'm looking in the back chat. You don't do that
Yeah,
to a child.
I'm looking at it right now. That's because it's written in cursive, like a weird kind of cursive language. So that's
KAIND
oh no, it's
R I
KIA. Sorry,
K I
KIAND.
KIA
Yeah,
N
everything else is
D
right. I just mixed up the K and the A and the I.
RIAS. Cause I'm like this. Cause even if I want, I want to get everybody. I want to get everybody. Hey, if even if we had to do our research, find out what they try to switch the money to, and
Oh no,
that,
she found it. She found it. That's what
and
I'm saying. She found it quick.
yeah, cause 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 that's why I put that. That's why I put that. What go send save whatever the name is. Go save send whatever save send go whatever name that company was. That's why I put it out there. Let's
Check your
go.
phone. Give, send, go.
Okay, I check it when I check it when we get on.
Okay.
And hey, you know when I first did this story, I just
Hi,
came in.
static.
You late. You late, cuz. But I would tell you this right here. That's why I put that out there for people like, hey, I don't care. They say harassing, whatever. No, it ain't harassing. It's doing what's right. See,
Right.
they should all that money that, but you should see all the comments in that when they donated together. I went to it. All the man, nasty comments.
I didn't see the comments.
I had to go see the
And you know
comments.
what? I think that every person that made a racial comment, they should hit them up personally, and get them for a hate crime
Yeah.
because that's a hate crime. And I think they all should be prosecuted for it. And once they figure it out that they've been prosecuted for it, that'll shut
Hmm.
their little pants off.
See, See what they could do about that money that them people donated to that woman. What
Give
they
it
can
to
do.
that baby.
There you go. See, there is some in the NC, some in WACP chapters. They're not bad. What they did, they wanted to raise $300 for that little boy. They did more than that for the legal fees and all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? For all of that, they got they 330 something thousand, and they stopped it from right there. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we know what this country that right there proves. That right there proves what she did. GoFundMe shut that stuff down quick, didn't they?
Yeah, they shut it down.
And then she go to
When
this
they
one.
found out it had something to do with racism, they cut that shit off. Excuse my
Hmm.
language.
Yeah, and then you go to this one right here. I guess she thought. I guess she thought nobody gonna find out whatever thing she would try to get money for. She talking about she's scared for her life and all that. Like, come on, autism 5-year old black boy gonna come get you? Oh, you
But
scared
see
that?
that I think what we probably don't know is they have like what they call the Disabilities Act,
Oh,
and
did
I
that keep?
think that they're going to be looking into it too, and that's going to be even worse on her because that child is a product, like that child is under government care too. So
Yeah.
all these things are going to come down on her, and if she's getting cash aid, they can ban her from getting cash aid, no social security, no nothing.
Mm. And think about it, I think she shut down all her social. You notice, you notice when a person go viral on a video for doing something wrong like that. Some of them shut down the social media, but she already knows knew she was wrong when she did it, and when the video
No,
went
but did you
viral,
see what she did? Did you see what else she did though?
she went on
Somebody
the show,
said
didn't she?
proof. No, they said prove that it's really you. And she got a piece of paper and wrote the word INIGGE, you know what? And she
Hmm.
showed the camera and showed people that it was her.
That
Yeah, she
is,
had a piece of paper with it written on it and she had it flashed in the camera.
so see, I don't think they did. That person who said that probably set her up to do that just to
I
have
think
more
they
proof.
did too. Yep, I think so too. And you know what? If she live in like public housing or anything like that, they're gonna throw her out.
And
Anything that
then
like if she get a job, that's gonna follow her. She's not gonna be able to get no job. Her child's not gonna be able to go to a school. She just messed herself up and that child up, unfortunately.
I'm saying this right here. Piers Morgan had a panel, right? Uh,
Who? Piers
Piers,
Morgan?
yeah, had a panel. She was on there. He was daring her to say the N word. But I know what Piers Morgan was doing. I knew what he was doing. But the black guy on there said, "Hey, he went off." You know what I'm saying? He went off, and I'm like, think about this right here. Not only did she's child abuse the 5-year old autism black child, guess who else she abused? Child abuse.
She put her child in danger.
That child abuse was itself with her own child.
So that means that there's some stuff brewing that she don't even see coming. Because when you do that, of course, CPS is going to get involved because you tried to endanger a child. CPS is going to get involved and they're going to tell her because of what she did, they're going to take her kid from her and she's not going to be able to have contact with that kid.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know what the law is in Georgia right now?
What?
You know, if a child around you doing a whole lot of cussing, you get arrested.
Oh, they do that here too in well, not the cussing part, but what she did up in San Francisco, California, when it comes to CPS, oh, they're gonna be on her bumper. She gonna be crying and begging and pleading. They're gonna be like, nope. And then if she get the lawyer out here that's real good with CPS, and he's real good with it, and once he look and see that she did that, he ain't gonna help her.
Mm. And the thing is, if she had a job and she had a husband, right?
She'd be fired right now.
Oh
Her
yeah,
husband
she
would be
probably,
fired too.
yeah. And the thing about it is, he might not even be like her. That's
But you know
scary, ain't
what?
it?
I think she does have a man at home, and guess what? I think she does have a man and he does have a job, but as quiet as it's kept, they're going to keep him out of it because he had nothing to do with it. But if they
Mm-mm.
find him, they're going to ask him, "Is this the type of stuff that goes on in your house?" And he might lose his job,
Yeah.
and that's when he's going to start whooping on her.
And you notice when people when this comes out and these folks get caught up in this action like this, I don't care what background you come from, they get caught in the action, and and the place that you work find out what they gonna
Hmm.
do. What they gonna
Fire you. They're gonna
do?
get rid. They're gonna get rid of you.
Because that's a reputation.
And
That's
look,
a
let's say for instance, she goes to a church and they'll put her out because they're gonna feel like we got black people in here and this is how you really feel. You can't be
mm-hmm.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that she tries to associate herself with people, and you know what? They're gonna detach themselves from her
Mm-hmm.
because some people actually got black people in their family, and this is how you feel.
Mm-hmm. And think about this right here. Think if some of her family members, just think her mom say, "I didn't raise you," thinking I didn't raise you like that. You see what I'm saying? You know how your
She wanted
mom.
to be viral. She wanted to go viral after
I don't
she
think.
did. No, no, I'm
Yeah.
saying when she wrote that NIGG, you know what, on
Yeah.
that paper, she wanted to go viral.
Mm. So I'm like this right here. If that was your child, and that was static child, that was your new child, I already know what static gonna do. I
She would
already
have
know
got
what
her
static would do.
ass. She would have got her ass tray stomped that day.
Cause she take it. I'm telling you what static. Static is taking care of a child that got autism. You see what I'm saying? That's right there. Look, I love kids, right? I love kids. That right there got my see, if you was in that Paul, what you would have did to
Oh, I would have beat her tail. I would have had somebody hold that baby and I'd have wore her out.
her? I knew you were gonna say that. That's why I had to ask. But I'm like this, how can you call yourself a Christian base thing you raise money and allow that? See, if you notice on that GoFundMe and that right there, if you seen it, she didn't write the whole thing what she did. She didn't. She didn't. But hey, like I said, one word describes this show:
Yep. And
accountability.
I don't promote violence or anything like that. That was just my opinion. But if
Hmm.
I had somebody with me, I would have had them grab the baby and I'd have wore her out. You want to try to hurt an innocent child and you bigger than that kid too? Man, where was the
Hmm.
mama at? That's my question. Where's the mama at that let this go down? Where were you at?
I, I don't know. She probably was in the park somewhere. She probably didn't know what he was doing. He was, you know how you sometimes the kids on
No, no, I don't let my kid out my sight. So no, I don't understand that.
the
Nope.
but think about it. She probably was looking at it, and you know how some you see your child, but you not paying attention. You pay attention to your child, but you're not paying attention to the other folks sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-mm.
at this,
Mm-mm.
but at the same time, I when the man was recording, right? When he was recording, I didn't hear nobody else. But I'm like this, right? It really doesn't, cause I seen another video where this guy grabbed this woman's daughter, and this woman followed him all the way to his house. And he talking about, oh, I got a child here. Yeah, but you weren't thinking about that, about you had got a child, that you have a child, but grabbed on somebody else's daughter.
Right. So my thing is this: once that gentleman made a video recording of interaction with that baby, what they tried to do was do a smear campaign, and they tried to say that he did some, bad
Yeah.
things. But when they checked it out, come to find out, he was found innocent of all the charges that they tried to pull up.
Yep.
And now they threatened his life. So now it's him and the black girl life that's being threatened. So I feel like this. How should they be able to threaten somebody? Everybody that has been sending him threats, like I said,
Should be
or her
sentenced.
threats, they all
Should get
should
charged.
they all should get charged. They all should have to pay restitution for that person's pain and suffering.
Emotional
And then you'll
distress.
learn and yeah, all that. And then
Hmm.
you'll learn to keep your daggone mouth shut and stop trying to be Captain Save a hoochie.
See, and the thing about it, all the people that them cowboys, them cowgirls typing online, keyboard warriors typing online, talking about
Hmm.
right here. I guarantee you, they typing it, but they won't do a jack when they come face to face.
No, they won't.
They,
Some of them just a Karen and a Kim just mad because one of their very own got exposed.
yep. And I guess she didn't think that was going. I guess she thought people were going to be mad about that.
Yeah, people are
Eh,
mad because
eh, eh,
it's disrespectful.
yeah, and thing it's not about the child being black. You see what I'm saying? It's not that the child with autism. It's not even really been about the child being black or have autism, right? Is really about that's a child, point blank. That's a child. That's a child. I've been there on 2 hours. All right, together.
All right. Thank
Oh,
you,
stay.
everybody.
Hey, hold on. Stay up here because I got to tell you what I was telling them earlier today too about mama.
Oh, okay. All right, all
Yeah.
right, all right. I'll let you
Uh,
close out and I'll stay behind.
you stay. Uh, respect to everybody that came in. Respect to people who want to watch the playback. Love is. Hey, guess what? Hey, it was a good show. Hit that like button, sub up, subscribe, and share this video. For your host, D Truth, this is my sister together. She covered a lot of information. She sure is passionate, and she will cuss you out at the same time.
You know? No.
You got any people want to shout out together? Any
No,
final thoughts?
I just want to thank everybody that comes and supports you and show love to you. You know what I'm saying? Of course, my Wolfpack brothers. I got me some hellified brothers and sisters. So I thank all of y'all for being a part of my life. And anybody that want to catch the replay, don't take it as though we're trying to be prejudiced. We're just stating facts and our opinion. You know, the opinion, our facts and our opinions. So please don't take this as we were trying to do hate speech or anything like that, because that's not our intentions. We come to try to educate you on the things that you don't know and challenge you to research for yourself, as D Truth always say.
Yep, research. And another thing, love and respect yourself. Because when you love and respect yourself, you see through all the BS. Self-love, love yourself. Because self-love is the best kind of love. Because who
Lord.
can love? Who can love you better than you love yourself?
Right.
Nobody. Peace.
Nobody, baby.
We out.
This has been a 20 East Media Network LLC presentation. If you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And please like and share this video. Thank you and have a good day.
This is The Truth, and this is 20 East Media Network LLC production. All rights reserved.